South Korea is one of the safest countries in the world. If a crime occurs in South Korea, it is covered in local newspapers for a week. The territory of this state is quite small. In connection with this, civilization is everywhere. Baseball is the most popular sport in South Korea. Golf is the second most popular sport in South Korea. Koreans like to roam the mountains because it's their passion. 90% of South Koreans are nearsighted, so they have to wear lenses or glasses. Internet Explorer is the browser used in South Korea, which is why all sites in this country are created for this browser and otherwise they may not work. Coffee houses in South Korea are found at every turn, because Koreans are great coffee lovers. Almost in any institution in South Korea you can find free internet. South Korea strongly supports the domestic manufacturer. Agriculture is considered the most important sector of the South Korean economy. Dental services are considered quite expensive in South Korea, so the inhabitants of this country carefully monitor their oral cavity. Study Koreans play an important role, because they study from morning until late in the evening. There are two main big holidays in this country. This is the New Year and the Autumn Festival. These days, Koreans rest for 3 days. In South Korea, it is rare to find a person suffering from excess weight. Only presidents can fire teachers from South Korea. A huge number of residents of Korea have a flat butt and small breasts. South Korean girls are confidently ready to demonstrate their legs, but not their bust. South Korean women know how to take care of their hair and their own skin, which is why it's hard to imagine them without makeup. Many people say that Korean women are much more beautiful than Japanese women, despite the fact that their beauty is created artificially. In South Korea, everyone has a cell phone, even the homeless. Despite the fact that South Korea is a clean country, it is rare to find a trash can there. Every South Korean prefers to sing, so karaoke is their main hobby. The peak of shopping in South Korea begins around 7 p.m. Motels in South Korea are next to churches. Koreans are not allowed to bring a girl into the house, therefore there are many motels in this country. Every guy, except for the disabled, is required to serve in the army in South Korea. Koreans, instead of asking about the life of a friend, ask, "Did you eat well?" A resident of this country will say about every dish from South Korea that it is good for health. South Koreans drink much more than Russians. Every resident of Korea knows 100-table fun entertainment. Many of Korean women provide services of an intimate nature, they are prostitutes. Korean married men cheat on their own wives. Huge the number of women from South Korea who have a husband do not work. Older women in South Korea have about the same appearance. There are no stray animals in South Korea. Foreigners in South Korea are divided into two types, English teachers and exchange students. Residents of South Korea prefer to sit on the floor than on a chair or sofa. Catch a Korean by surprise in the rain is unrealistic. Korean music is mostly pop music. South Korea often suffers floods due to rain. There are no squares in South Korea. Many Korean bars suggest ordering a snack for beer. Koreans, when meeting someone, first ask about their age. Young South Koreans make romantic relationships the same as in the movies. Smoking in this state it is allowed almost everywhere. There are very few women who smoke in Korea. In South Korea, almost no one is called by name. South Korea is exactly the state that is located in the middle of East Asia. Korean language is the most distinctive. This state is one of the 5 largest car manufacturers. South Korea is one of many states that are densely populated. All professional competitions in the video game segment originated in South Korea. The Hanggang is the longest river in South Korea. Taekwondo, which is a martial art, also originated in this country. Alcohol is an old enemy of South Korea. In order not to seem rude, Shaking hands in South Korea is done according to the rules. South Korea is a conservative state. Until 1979, women were strictly controlled in South Korea clothes. At that time, not only the length of the skirt, but also the length of the hair was regulated. South Korea is famous for its theme parks. In South Korea, a toilet park was created, where various things were presented to the attention from toilets of different eras. Korea and bullfighting have their own specifics, because bulls must drink alcohol before the fight. South Korea is the most interesting country on the entire globe. Koreans are afraid red color. South Korean students are distinguished by an extraordinary mind. A huge number of restaurants in South Korea deliver food to your home. Korean men love cosmetic. They are no less obsessed with makeup than women. Since 1998, a mud festival has been held in South Korea, which was originally considered an ordinary advertisement. In South Korea, Valentine's Day is celebrated with a special twist. This day is dedicated to the representatives of the stronger sex. In 1981, the Korean Baseball Organization was created in this country, allowing young people to let off steam. Blood in South Korea helps to determine the personality. Seoul is the center of fashion and the capital of South Korea. Sizes of underwear, clothes and shoes are considered completely different in Korea. Soju is the most favorite alcohol of Koreans. The most little demanded procedure in South Korea is hair straightening in beauty salons. It was Koreans who thought of pushing a camera into the front of mobile phones. Selfie also came from South Korea. South Koreans are ready to give a lot of money for their child to be a doctor in the future. To meet Koreans holding hands on the street is quite an adequate phenomenon. Koreans can laugh for hours without much reason. There is a park in South Korea filled with sculptures of male genital organs. Cellular communication in this state is not cheap. You can always get free water in the canteen of South Korea. South Koreans, especially women, champ at the table. Koreans in the club do not dance, but jump. In South Korea they love and treat tourists well. Until the 60th year, Korea was considered one of the poorest countries. There is practically no drug addiction in South Korea. Dairy products are considered chic in this state. The scroll of Dharani, which was found in South Korea, is considered the oldest printed publication. Koreans are obsessed with their own photos. In South Korea, it is customary to treat elders well as to say hello even to strangers. South Koreans are the hardest working people in the world. 99% is the literacy rate of Koreans.